Hey everybody, this is Captain Yeet here for you for another Kagurabachi Manga chapter review. This is going to be Kagurabachi Manga chapter 11 titled Awakening. So let's get into it. I'm sorry this is coming out a day later because it's 12. So yeah, it's a whole day later. It came out around like 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, but obviously yesterday was Thanksgiving, so I was at my grandma's house eating, like conversating with my family. Then right after we left my grandma's house around like 7, me and my nephew, we went to go see the new Trolls movie, and we also saw Disney's Wish. We saw those back to back. Those are really good. I'll probably put that in the thumbnail just to, show you guys. But, here's with me seeing the Trolls movie. Really nice. And then here was me and him seeing Wish, which is really nice too. But we saw both movies together, but I only got one picture of me and him with the Trolls movie, and the picture's kind of blurry. Anyway, you guys came here for Kagurabachi, so let's get into it. So the beginning of Kagurabachi, my phone is right here, so that's why I'm gonna keep looking down. So the beginning of this chapter starts off with Chihiro inside of a hospital. As soon as he wakes up after thinking about Char, Mr. Sabi and Azuma both walk into the room. Now Azuma and Mr. Sabi tell Chihiro that he's in a regular hospital. His records are gonna be hold off because this is a hospital with the same group of Azuma. So, his records and blood and everything and his name are going to be off the books because nobody really supposed to know that his dad had a son. So he's good here. And this is like, he also mentioned that this is like one of the best hospitals here. So that's also really good too. And they start to go into they start to go into what Sojo's doing. Because Hanayo, she's fine. She's in the hospital too. But Char still is with Sojo. And Mr. Sabi says he is probably alive. And they're like, what do you mean by probably? Mainly Chihiro. And they start to say that Sojo, he has this thing called Tensiki. And Chihiro looks surprised and he goes, the Mystic Sword's raw material. And we see like the little rock in the tank. And then Mr. Sabi starts to think about what kind of things he probably wants to do with Char and the raw material of the Mystic Swords. And we also get a somewhat of an explanation. Because while they're talking about it, we actually cut over to Sojo talking to some scientists, and he goes in detail about it. So let me actually read this in detail. So he specifically says the power kept inside this stone swells up, reaching such a high density that it makes the human body incapable of retaining such a great power generation. And then somebody says, if I'm right, this is, the same as the Mystic Swords. But the power of the Tensiki eventually acts like a poison. The density coming from the stone flows inside the body of its holder that makes the body won't be able to handle it until it tears apart. Tears apart. I don't know why I said it like that. And kills the user. But, and he says Chihiro's dad. He doesn't say Chihiro's dad, he says his real name, but I still gotta pronounce it right. But he goes, Chihiro's dad was the only one in history, the only one who successfully in stabilizing it. No one but him could handle such an unique technique. And then we cut over to a doctor saying preparations are ready. And so the very next scene, we see like this really big machine with the raw material of the Mystic Swords. And Chihiro's trying to think about what he's trying to do with Char. And Mr. Sabi says Sojo, or rather the one with the Kojo's clan cells, the stabilization kid, he means to utilize the Danten Shiki and Char-Sen to create a new weapon. And Chihiro says utilizing, meaning, and then we see Char in a cell, barely getting any food. Very next scene, a lot of doctors are looking at her and poking her. And one says, there are some on her back, so remove it. Leg calf, muscle 2. There's also a knee calf ligament left. Trapezin muscles. So they're saying all these different like body parts. So I'm guessing they're just ripping these different body parts off of Char because he can't regenerate them. But I honestly don't understand what that means. Because after that, Chihiro Looks really sad because obviously she's been getting experimented on from Sojo and everything. And then we just cut away from Sojo and thinking about that to the very next thing at this chapter. So that was really weird too. Because I'm like trying to make a new weapon. So trying to make a clone or somebody that can regenerate even with the effects of the raw material affecting them. Because nobody knows how to utilize it or stabilize this raw material. So they're going to die if they try to do it again with any type of mystic sword. So if they're trying to make another mystic sword or trying to make something with the raw material that's not a sword, whoever's going to use it is going to die. Unless they can have some of this char healing properties, so no matter how hard they use it, they can heal no matter what. Well, I guess no matter what, because if her mom did die, I guess there's a limit to the healing of this clan. But you get what I'm saying. Like, they can use this effectively with just healing. So, I'm guessing that's what they're trying to do. Either making a clone or putting it into someone's body. And we see that same container with the raw material, but this black stuff swirling around. And Sojo says, if you want to use meat, well, actually, this some other guy said that, but he said, if you want to use meat, isn't it better to make it eat a lot and fatten it up? And Sojo says, what are you talking about? We just need to split it up a couple times. And then we cut away from Sojo and Mr. Sabi and Chihito looking really sad about what happened. Anyway, the very next scene, basically, we find this group, Azuma made. So this group, I gotta find the name, but this group is made specifically to kill Sojo. So I guess whatever type of techniques and abilities and stuff they have are essential to taking him down. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, 4 dudes, 1 girl, 1 dude with glasses, 1 dude in like a really cool suit, another guy with like a mask on, 1 guy that's like really tall and he has like another mask on, but 1 guy has a mask on his mouth, the other guy has a mouth on his face, and then a girl who has like pigtails and she looks kind of cool. But this group is called, I'm pretty sure they gave them a name, but I can't find it. But this group is basically made to kill Sojo. And we get like just their personalities in this group, everything else. But in this huge conversation that takes over like 4 or 5 panels, 1, we found out that Chihito has been asleep for 5 days. So he's really mad about that. 2, he won't be fully healed until a month. Obviously in 1 month, that's when the auction takes place. So obviously he's mad about that too. And 3, his right arm, oh wait, I'm switching it up. It's his right arm. His right arm is in shambles after the fight, and that won't be fully healed for a month. Okay, I'm back. My family's over because of Thanksgiving. My niece needed some water. Where was I? Oh yeah. His wounds are pretty bad, but they are gonna heal. But specifically his right arm, that's the arm that's in shambles, so he won't be able to fight and won't be able to fully heal until a month. And obviously that's when the auction is going to happen in a month. Also, this group is like kind of impressed about Chihito able to fight off Sojo just by himself. They were also really impressed with Chihito actually able to get 0 casualties during the fight because he used himself to contain all the lightning. And Chihito says that he only did that. Well, I mean, he did that so he can save the civilians, but he also did it because he could kind of see that that Sojo wasn't really used to using the Mystic Blade. Okay, I didn't think you could see that based on what the giant attacks you get busting out with ease, But okay, I mean, he saw that, so he thought he could be able to take it because he thought it wasn't be as powerful as it could have been because he's not so used to it. And number 3, this group specifically says that their task is to kill Sojo. They don't really have any concerns about rescuing Char. Obviously, that's what Chihito wants to do. And they're like, well, just leave me alone. It's going to be more hassle than it is. So we're going to put you in our plan. So we're going to go to Sojo. And in that commotion, you can go save Char if you want to. And Chihito's like, all right, let's do this. Like, that's the game plan. And then that's the end of the chapter. It's kind of cool because I started thinking about, like, Eni's lobby, trying to go get Robin. So that was pretty cool. Like, just how they jumped this one guy, Rob Lucci. Obviously, they didn't jump him, but I thought that was pretty cool. I like that. So, or like Wano with Momonosuke and everybody, Kaido, but it doesn't matter. You know, I'm just making parallels. But this was a really good chapter. Really just a shut up chapter because it's in one spot and we just really got some new information about everything and what the game plan is going forward. So that's kind of cool. I can't wait to see what happens next. And yeah, can't wait for next week. It doesn't say any break next week, so this guy, he's pushing through 11 chapters in a row. So let's get it. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I think you all there will be a wonderful human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. All right.